Deltarune Chapter 5, what a ride. I got into this game about a year ago, playing chapters 1 through 4 all in one go. To later be part of the year wait for chapter 5. To be frank, I've had it easy compared to buddies who got in since chapter 1 and 2 with multi-year waits. Honestly, expectations could be thrown out the window as soon as you account people anticipating waking up to Sans, and they in fact do not wake up Sans. Like, logistically it makes sense. A jitterbug in the evening does not equate to staying over the night. But you know, people were just letting their theories run amok. But anyway, when it's all said and done regarding this chapter, this is probably the most different Deltarune chapter yet. Like, they just play around with a lot of things regarding gameplay mechanics and narrative structure. I mean, each game has had some sort of innovation for the most part, but this one takes it to a whole new level. Probably one of the most striking things is the occasional platforming sections, where we go from a basic, chill, 45-degree view of the world, to later this energetic, fast, 0-degree linear perspective of the world. It's kinda cool and makes a lot of sense. Deltarune is built up as an action-adventure. It's honestly kinda cool to be in a situation where you actually see the characters in action, rather than through a more abstract, bullet health kind of situation. Like, it's kinda wild looking at this and being like, oh yeah, Chris has a sword. I guess he would use that. And seeing Susie's Rude Buster in motion, a lot of it's kind of fun. I imagine apprehension would have been that the games want to promote more non-violence or pacifism. But accounting a lot of the villains have these energy projectile type things, they can kind of get away with it more. There's a lot of fun with this gameplay as well as the normal bullet hell stuff. I like the one bit with intense platforming, and tying the characters getting more independent. If you fail 2 times, Susie encourages Raoul to act without Chris's commands, and it's cool seeing all this synergy at work, like bam 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 bam. It reminds me of that one bit in chapter 4, where all the characters are protecting each other against the night strikes. It's kinda cool. There it's a lot more about emotional resonance, although funny enough, especially in these sections, no one goes down till everyone's HP is down to 1. Really cool stuff. I kinda need all the party members here. Almost like they took the mantra from that section of the game, of characters taking each other's pain, and applying it here. Now, with whatever innovations of gameplay, debatably the bigger contrast for the rest of the chapters is the characters you interact with. You see, in the previous chapters, it felt like within a given dark world, there was like one focal point character, and like 2 or 3 sub-characters to keep track of. So like, while Queen Tenna and Gerson were the main focuses in a chapter, there'd be the Captain Kate's Weather Couple, or Jack and Stein Facade. And not too much stock you need to put in those fellas. Here we have Flowery, who is the big character in this chapter, and the 6 other flower people, who all have distinct personalities and character traits to be aware of. And there is a lot of stake in them, with how they all work in unison, and end up motivating Flowery towards the end. I like a lot of these fellas, but I do get how the expansiveness of the characters and the innovations in gameplay could be overwhelming for some. I've seen people complain about the narrative, like it didn't focus enough on the main story, and it's like, it's pretty clear that with the Dark Worlds, they are meant to focus on a specific world. You're in the light world of normal people, then through some mysterious circumstances or going back to sleep, you end up in the Dark World. Toby made it clear this is meant to be a more fun chapter, before things get more serious or lore heavy later on, which I think is very understandable. We could hold the later chapters for fire, whether they're satisfying for the overarching story or whatever. It's interesting contrasting this reception in Chapter 3. Chapter 3 overall didn't get as much pushback, since it was released with Chapter 4, but it's interesting how Chapter 3 could be argued as a chapter that offers too little. Like, that is it? Just a game within a game and minigames? Compared to Chapter 5, which offers a lot. Something about the flower characters is how they contrast with the 6 souls and Flowey from Undertale. So here's part of my perspective. Take whatever you know from Undertale from the 6 souls and Flowey, and just throw that away because they're clearly doing something totally different. Like, rather than Flowey being resurrected from Azrael, Flowery is just totally different from Azrael. He's just Alpha Flower. And while both characters are antagonistic, while Flowey is pessimistic and nihilistic, Flowery is optimistic and motivated by his friends. He is love and passion from every pore. It's kind of obnoxious. He's meant to be jarring. He's meant to be weird. Is this ironic or sincere? Who knows? Frickin' anime ass. This is probably one of the funniest Deltarune characters they ever made in my opinion. Those voice clips just crack me up. Sorry to keep you waiting. Grown like a turnip. I'm your dad's best friend, Pacifist Root, Omega Flowey. On the other hand, I do get the annoyance with him. And honestly, I was very much on Rousey's side, in telling him to shut up. He's a fun contradiction in my opinion. Getting to different flower soul types, we get new interesting layers. It's interesting to think of the original Undertale kids and what they could have potentially offered. I think admittedly, it's kind of morbid to build your lore around literal dead children, literally one of the worst things ever, as if that needs to be said. And since Deltarune is generally a less extreme world, where instead of murder, you just deal with casual annoyance, and instead of genocide, you just drown a girl in hot chocolate. So with Deltarune, I kind of appreciate them taking this Six Souls concept and just putting them into different concepts while still keeping them as characters. Rather than a bunch of dead kids, they are just flowers. Flowers who want to be something more. And rather all of them being kids, they all have varying age ranges, from literal child to elderly grandma. I don't even know if they are the exact ages, but I think it's just how they are manifested in realized form, you know? So starting off, we have Aqua. She's gremlin and full of energy. Honestly, probably just my favorite character in Deltarune. She's just precious and so full of life. Deltarune must protect. She easily clears everyone else. It's also interesting when first introduced to her. It's like, what's this? Is this a mini Chris? Is this from like another universe where Rousey and Susie are somehow amalgamated into Seth? I like the troll nature and bubbly attitude. Now again, some other fellas, Seth. They're cool. You know, just using all their super smarts. A structure to balance out Aqua's chaos. Kind of fun there and interesting how they bounce off people. The other flower people I start to have a little less to say. Orange has a little anger routine where they seem weak, but then all of a sudden they get like super powered. Green is cool. You know, she makes us food. That's nice. Blue is there. Cool to have nice guy. Interestingly, the one that I have the most bone to pick with is yellow. And honestly, part of it is factors outside the game. So there's Undertale fan game Undertale Yellow, who is based off the Yellow Soul from Undertale. It's only one of the kids who's gotten a fully realized fan game. And it is an accomplishment of a fan game. Better than the original Undertale in my opinion. I like how it plays around with choices and adds to Undertale. So this was, in some ways, going to be a reference to Undertale Yellow. So like, why is he just suicidal? This is just weird and I don't really get the joke. Like, ironically, when low next to Undertale Yellow, it kind of looks a lot worse. Like in that non-canonical fan game, Clover ended up sacrificing himself into Pacifist Root to help Monster Kind somehow. He didn't put a Glock to his head to take his own life. He just let the other monsters do their thing. But in the Vengeance route, they just end up blasting Asgore and liberating the human souls. That's great. I wonder what Toby thinks of that. But anyway, seeing how this is the only way the Yellow Soul will end up getting acknowledged in the Deltarune world makes it kind of like, I don't know if it's really something to even get that riled up about. But it's just weird next to each other, you know. Also, I guess he's a passive resemblance to Woody from Toy Story, I guess. I don't know. Toy Story fans gonna be playing Deltarune, woohoo. It's fun getting to the final action scene where you end up operating an orange soul just blasting through. Makes it seem like an intense high-speed action scene. Just deflecting flowery, whooshu. Fighting against all the mixed souls. Pretty fun way for everything to culminate. It's also interesting how this all relates to Asgore. You know, since these are all his special flowers which nurtured with a lot of care. It's funny seeing him floored by flowery, and it's interesting seeing him sort of introspect. It's funny hearing people say, why wasn't there an Asgore boss? And it's like, well, he had all this action with all these flower people, what do you want? And also doing the math, this is the first light world adult who's consciously staying in the dark world for a sufficient amount of time. Like compared to Toriel who was just asleep the whole time, or Undyne who was captured quickly. You know, you get a fair bit of Asgore in a dark world. And it makes sense there would generally not be a lot of contact since he's just in a state of denial, man. And a lot of this is his cope and eventually being snapped out of it, you know. Anyway, overall I had quite a bit of fun with this dark world. It's harder ranked chapters, but, you know, I think this is overall my favorite right now. Just a lot of positives, man. Aqua is supreme. You know, to touch on some light world stuff, like we finally get some festival stuff, which, you know, is mostly good for the most part. It's probably not as big as some people imagine, but, you know, what you expect. You got the dark world for that. This is more about little character moments, which are, you know, all fun. It's kind of funny within the shipping discourse where there could be many potential ships within characters, but here it's like, oh yeah, Susie Noelle, that is main ship in the game. Kind of cute when Noelle heard Susie's heartbeat. I was a little confused when Susie was just walking to water from the well, but then it made a lot more sense when accounting the parallel weird route, which I don't think I'll ever do. Just seems kind of mean. But people have their own ideas there. Also the secret boss, which uses a purple soul. It looks cool. I'll see if I beat it eventually. Little high energy and such. Cat girl or something. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the chapter of game? What's your favorite flower? Feel free to let me know, and cheers.